for a long time. The Baofeng UV5R was my favorite radio. It's known by ham radio operators worldwide as the best engineered radio ever. It was my favorite handheld because it's cheap and it gets the job done. But it's hard to program, the screen isn't very bright, and because I use GMRS, it's not FCC approved for use on GMRS frequencies. Basically, it's jailbait. Not to mention all of the spurious RF emissions that the ham radio experts always complain about. Nobody wants to get spurious RF emissions all over them. So, over the last year or so, I have been blessed with the opportunity to use basically every handheld GMRS radio on the market. Not every single little toy GMRS radio, but every good GMRS radio I've had the chance to use and play with. Xenu has blessed me in the GMRS realm. And after using all of these radios, I have finally picked a favorite. Everybody always asks, what kind of radio do you use? Which radio do you use? I'm going to tell you which radio I use, which handheld radio is my favorite. Actually, because I'm such a dynamic person, I have picked two radios as my favorite. One for when I'm outdoors and adventuring, the other for when I'm at home and on the couch. Couching. Two very different radios for two very different uses. Both are 5-watt radios. Both are repeater capable. Both have the same transmission range. Both can monitor two frequencies at the same time. Both are easy to program, either using the keypad or using the software that comes with them. And most importantly, both of them come with belt clips so that I can clip them to my belt and impress the chicks. Everybody knows that the chicks love a guy with a radio almost as much as they love a guy with a neckbeard. The radio that I use, my favorite radio when I'm indoors on the couch at home, is the Wouxun KG935G. Available only at buy2aradios.com. Affiliate link below. I use it when I'm at home, mostly for talking on my repeater, but I also use it on Simplex for talking to people that are nearby, but mostly while I'm on the couch. I don't have a lot of room. I'm going to take the antenna off. It has a big antenna. It's got the large customizable screen, amazing battery life. The 3200 milliamp hour battery lasts for days, like a week if I'm just listening. The more I transmit, obviously, it doesn't last as long, but amazing battery life. I do use the stock antenna that it came with. I didn't replace it because this is both a GMRS antenna. It's dual band, so it works well when I'm scanning the VHF frequencies for emergency services. So in an emergency situation, I can use this to scan my local emergency services to hear what's going on, despite what many of the experts say. If you want to see what I'm able to listen to in my area, check that video there. Using the stock antenna, I'm able to hit my favorite repeaters 35 miles away and 70 miles away from my couch. Now, I'm up on a hill. I live kind of at the top of the hills, so your mileage may vary. The point is, there's no issues with the transmission range on this radio. On Simplex, I can easily talk to my friend Chris 10 miles away and my friend Conrad 15 miles away. But the main reasons why I use it in the house, it's not waterproof. It is rugged, but it's not, I wouldn't want to drop it in the lake or the bathtub. But the main reason why I like it, why it's my favorite for in the house, is because the microphone is very sensitive. So I can talk on it and I can almost whisper. I can talk quietly in the house. So when I'm doing those late night, very important repeater discussions with other radio dorks, I don't bother the queen who's sleeping in the upper decks of the castle. So when I'm at home, my favorite is the Wouxun KG935G. Very long battery life, very sensitive microphone, great range, easy to see screen, my favorite at-home couch surfing radio. Now, many of you may not know this or understand it, but there is more to life than laying on the couch. Many people like to go outdoors and go adventuring. They actually go out in the sunlight. I try to do that at least once a week. And when I go off-roading, when I go adventuring, I always take my new favorite radio, also a new radio, the Baofeng UV9G GMRS radio. And I use the Smiley antenna, small antenna instead of the stock antenna, not necessarily because it works any better than the stock antenna, but because it's a few inches shorter. And as everyone knows, shorter is better, especially when you're adventuring. You don't want a big long thing poking you in the eye. A longer antenna will get in your way when you're actually outdoors adventuring. I like the shorter antenna, so I use the Smiley, available from bettersaferadio.com. Affiliate link below. The Baofeng UV9G only cost $40. $40. Affiliate link below. And it's very well suited for my adventuring needs. The UV9G has a smaller screen than the KG935, much smaller, and it's not color, but when you're outdoors actually adventuring, you're not doing radio dork things. You're not really programming the radio. You're using the radio. In my case, I'm talking to other people, so I don't really need to use the screen. So the smaller screen is not an issue. I don't care if it's color or not. This screen actually does better in bright sunlight than the 935G with the larger color screen. So this screen is better suited for outdoor sunshine use. The Baofeng UV9G is fully dust-proof. When you go off-roading or hiking, dust really is an issue. And it is fully waterproof, submersible, so I can drop it in a lake or a stream and not care. If I dropped my KG935G in a stream, I would care. And if I drop it in a lake, it would survive, but I would never see it again. But because it only cost $40, I wouldn't be very butthurt. I wouldn't really care. The Baofeng UV9G also has this little volume knob guard, which is really good for when I'm adventuring, being active outdoors, so I don't accidentally turn it off or turn the volume down and miss an important radio call. When I'm outdoors adventuring, I only usually need a range of a few hundred yards, sometimes just a few feet, but the Baofeng UV9G has the same range as the KG935G, but when I'm outdoors and I'm adventuring, I'm usually in canyons, there's mountains, we're in the desert or mountains, so the range is blocked by the terrain, and it's rare that I would ever need more than 1 mile range, but it is capable of talking much, much further. If I were to go onto the top of a mountain or in a wide open desert area, it has the same range of miles, 5, 10, 15 miles, the same as the KG935G. The battery is smaller. It's only a 1800 milliamp hour battery. That's roughly half of the size of the battery that comes in the KG935. The KG935 has a 3200 milliamp hour battery, so that's almost double the size, so it lasts a lot longer than the UV9G. But again, when I'm out adventuring, I usually only need it for a few hours at a time. If the small battery were to ever become an issue for me, I could just buy a second battery and carry it around with me. Another thing that makes this better suited for active use and less suited for indoor use is, one, because it is waterproof. That alone makes it better suited for using outside, but because it's waterproof, the volume level on the microphone is much lower. There's some sort of membrane or something in there that keeps the water out. Whatever keeps the water out also keeps some of the sound out, which is great for keeping out a lot of the wind noise and background noise, or if I get excited and I start screaming. So it's better suited for a loud environment, outdoor environment, versus my KG935, which, as I mentioned, is better indoors because it's more sensitive. So outside, the KG935G picks up a lot more wind noise. It's just more sensitive, which can make a lot of undesirable noise and sound in the microphone, making for an unpleasant listening experience for the person at the other end. So there you have it. Two very different radios for two very different uses, both my favorite, depending on where I happen to be. The Baofeng UV9G, affiliate link below, for adventuring, always in my Jeep. The Wouxun Ocean KG935G, available only at buy2aradios.com. Affiliate link below for when I'm on the couch. Always with me on the couch. And don't forget the small Smiley antenna, affiliate link below, from bettersaferadio.com for when doing outdoor dynamic adventuring. If you have any questions about either of my two favorite radios, leave a comment below. I will do my best to answer. Stupid comments, inaccurate comments will be deleted, but the creme de la creme of stupidity will be pinned to the top for everybody to enjoy and laugh at. Thank you for watching.